Hi, my name is Roger Owens, and today I'm going to be demonstrating to you how I make my favorite omelet. First off, I like to start with freshly grated ingredients. I like to get a little bit of cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, and then I also have a little bit of pepper jack cheese. Second ingredient I like is some extra crispy bacon. I make it extra crispy so it crumbles up easier, just a little easier to deal with. And then third off, you got the most important part, is the eggs. I like to use a free-range, non-GMO egg. I think they're healthier for you and they taste better. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a 2-egg omelet. And when you're cracking eggs, you want to make sure to crack it on a flat surface, because if you crack it on the side of the bowl, you can actually push shell into the egg, and you don't want that. One egg, a little bit messy, but it's okay. You got 2. Didn't get nothing to wipe my hands with. I got it. Alright, then I like to just break up the yolks a little bit and kind of get them started. Just for maybe 10 seconds. Get it good and stirred up. And I like to add some fresh ground pepper. Just a couple twists. And some pink Himalayan sea salt. Then what I like to do is I like to kind of mix it for maybe 15-20 seconds to get it good and aerated. Kind of makes a better fluffier omelet if you do that. So once you get it mixed up pretty good and you're satisfied with it, we'll come over here to the stove. I've got a preheated pan right here, so it's good and hot. So when you add the eggs, you don't want it to have to heat up the eggs and the pan. So to the pan, we're going to add a little bit of, maybe like a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. I'll let that sit for a second, kind of work it around in the pan. Remember, the pan's already hot, so be careful. When you get that on there, you can go ahead and add your eggs. So be careful pouring them in, don't let them splash. Alright, and you may have to adjust the heat when you get it in. But I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit more, so a little bit more than medium. And once I've got it in the pan, I like to let it sit and kind of get the bottom a little more solid before I start working with it. But once I get it going, I like to kind of work it away from the edges of the pan a little bit. And you'll notice that there's a lot of liquid egg still on top. What I do to get rid of that is I kind of tilt the pan around and let that work in under the egg. That way you don't have to worry with flipping the omelet later on. You can just get it cooked up nice and even that way. Now, while that's cooking up, I'll get the rest of my ingredients left on the counter. Alright, so just make sure you don't have too much egg left inside. It doesn't all have to be perfectly cooked yet, because it's going to sit in here for a while longer with the ingredients. I'll work it around, smooth it out a little bit. Alright, and usually first I like to add the cheese so it can have time to get good and melted. So I add it just kind of to 1/2, just however much cheese you like on your omelet, but I like a good handful of cheese, so I'm going to put some extra. Then you may have to adjust the heat a little bit more as you're cooking. So just keep an eye out for that. You don't want it to cook too fast, but you also don't want to cook it too slow. So kind of work it around, make sure the eggs are good and cooked, kind of run off any extra egg. Then next I'm going to add the bacon, and you can kind of just add it however much you want, kind of like a good handful like before with the cheese. And spread it around. Alright, and once you're satisfied that the egg is pretty close to being cooked, what you'll do is you'll just take and flip it over. You might have to kind of manipulate the pan around a little bit, but this can always be like the tricky part where you break your omelet up, and nobody wants that. So we'll just kind of let it sit for a minute, maybe turn up the heat a little bit more just to get a little bit of golden brown on the outside. Alright, you see that I got the cheese is pretty good and melted and starting to run out, and we can take it over to a plate. Watch out. Just kind of slide it off on the plate. And if you like, something I like to do is just add a little bit extra bacon on top, because you can never have too much bacon. And that is how I make my favorite omelet. Cheers.